served on the city council for the last 17 years, and I think I too, along with my family and everyone, have seen the issues and the vacuum that has been created in leadership. And I think that I have the skill set to lead this city and to address the concerns of the residents and to restore their faith and confidence in government, that in fact we're here to provide services to the community and not to serve ourselves. And that's part of my reason in decided to take on this challenge and run for the office of mayor.
What are you proudest of in your service over those 17 years?
Clearly, my leadership on the city council. As a councilman, I've been elected by my colleagues 5 times to be the council president. I think my contributions in developing the Route 20 corridor and bringing new businesses to the area and leading in that initiative in terms of making the accommodations for that to happen has been a very proud moment for me.
And what do you see as your vision for Paterson?
I see Paterson as a city that is on the move. I think we have great potential. We have great people and a committed workforce. And I intend to bring everybody to the table and assure them that everyone from every ethnic group and every community will have a seat at the table and their voices will be heard. I think folks are looking for government that will listen to their concerns and give them full access to address those issues that they're most concerned with. And I will do that as the next mayor of the city of Paterson.
Councilman, what do you think went wrong with the last administration?
I think the last administration veered off of the vision and the goal and the commitment that they had for providing good government. I think when you focus in on your own individual needs, you'll find yourself in trouble, as we have seen. I think we should always keep the taxpayers at the forefront of our concern and make sure whatever we're doing serves them and their interests. And as long as we do that, we'll be fine.
What has been the highlight of the campaign so far? I think you got into the race first, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe you declared first or one of the
Yes,
first.
right, yes.
And based on what I've been seeing, you've been very avidly campaigning.
Right.
And how do you see the race to this point?
Well, the race is, we have 6 individuals that are competing for the prize of being the next representing the city of Paterson. And I think we look at it as a challenge. We will address the people's concern. We will be campaigning in every community, in every quarter, and addressing every citizen and taxpayer of the city of Paterson to let them know what it is that we bring to the table and how we can move our city forward, providing sound experience and proven leadership. We don't need a person that is on-the-job training. We need someone that has the experience, the skill set, and the commitment to drive on those hard issues and restore faith and confidence of the people in our government.
Do you think there's anyone running for mayor who's just flat out not qualified?
That's a difficult question. I would not want to characterize it that. I think every adult that lives in the city have the requisite petition signed is qualified, and so we will not denigrate anyone. However, we believe that we are well positioned, having the experience and the commitment that has been demonstrated over the years, that we know what it is that we're about, what it is that we're doing, and how government works, how to move legislation forward, and how to move in an honest, with integrity, and in driving the concerns of the residents in improving our city. So we're comfortable that we have what it takes to get the job done.
Sir, do you feel that you're best qualified on the financial front? As an auditor, you have a leg up on the city's finances. Why is that important, and to what extent are you making that argument on the trail?
We're pushing that argument forward. Clearly, Paterson has a financial crisis. We have been a city in distress for a very long time. We've now classified it as transitional aid, and as you've heard, we have been successful in our application for $27 million of transitional aid, which has been granted by the new governor. So we have to find and develop our economy and expand our sources of revenue so that we in fact can pay for our own expenses and wean ourselves off of transitional aid. That is going to require someone that understands the finances and the budget and know how to squeeze a dollar and make the best out of the resources that we have as a city. And I think I'm committed to doing that. My experience has allowed me to have the know-how to do that, along with providing bold leadership and telling it like it is, and being square with the taxpayers so they know what the issues that we have to face, how we need to tighten our belts, as well as to look for opportunities to expand the revenue base that we have, not only from the taxpayers, but as we've talked about, expanding DPW through shared service agreement, bringing additional revenue into the city of Paterson as well.
Sir, this week, I have to ask you about this
Sure.
because it cropped up.
Right.
The story that appeared that mentioned how you voted for tax
Right.
increases over the years.
Right.
Could you address that?
Oh, absolutely. And I think the highlight sometimes is very misleading. You know, clearly we need to have a balanced budget. In order to provide services, you have to have an approved budget. Patterson, as I said, is a distressed city. We've been getting transitional aid. The state requires us to pitch in something as our own contribution year to year as we develop our budget, and they give us additional funding. So without a budget being approved, city government stops, and we've seen that. We've seen tremendous impact the layoff of 100 and something police officers have had on the city of Paterson. So we, as a legislative body, have a responsibility to wrestle with the budget as well as the administration and make sure that by the time we get transitional aid, we're prepared to strike a budget. Here we are today, almost in April, and we haven't had a finalized budget. We've just gotten our award, and we have a few months left to close the year out. So we've gone through most of the year on temporary appropriations. So we now have to go in and strike that budget. It's a delicate balance. It's a tough decision, but as leaders, we have to be prepared to make those tough decisions. And I'm sure the taxpayers of the city of Paterson recognizes that in order to get the city services, we need a budget. I'm a taxpayer as well, so this is not something that does not affect me directly, and I'm concerned with that. But as a responsible legislator, we know that we need a budget and we have to have one.